on, everybody? It's going for the latest news, and if you're new here, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. We're gonna get to the smackdown. That's past Friday. Sorry for the late review, but like I say, better late than never. We started off. I forgot we started off short. It's gonna be no complete order here. We're gonna start with Tiffany and Charlotte Flair. Yeah. That promo between those two women was supposedly off the strip. No pun intended to JD, but yeah, it was off the strip. The women said Tiffany Stratton said some off the wall shit to Charlotte, bringing up her past of divorces, and I mean they had to cut that part out, but the part with her not being better than her daddy was still being thrown in there, or whatever the case may be. So a lot of that stuff was cut out. It was a cool promo for it to be off the strip, but a lot of people feel like the hype is still not there. I feel like that as well. I guess we would be able to determine that when they had their match, because like I said, the off the strip promo was good to me. You know what I mean? I ain't got no complaints about that. That's what it's supposed to be all about. Get a little, hit a little belt, when it comes to the promos. That's what wrestling always been about. You know what I mean? So I wasn't really too surprised about it. Also Jay Cargill and Naomi still got they beef. Jay Cargill, Naomi had a match with, I believe, B-Fab, and Jay Cargill, went out there and try to whoop her ass again. Those two women supposed to have a match at Mania. The hype is there. Hopefully the match is good. I know Naomi can hold on, but I know Jade. I know a lot of people feel like she still needs some work. I feel like she got a little better. And Naomi know how to work with who she's in the ring with. So I think it's gonna be a decent match. Also, Braun Strowman had a match with Jacob Fatu in the last man standing match, which Jacob Fatu came out on top. So I believe he's the number one contender for LA Knight's U.S. Championship belt. I don't know if it's gonna be at Mania or I know we only got 2 weeks to Mania, so maybe it is at Mania, but I don't know. I know him and Jacob Fatu still got they little witticism and that going on between the two. So I don't know if Solo Sikoa gonna cost Jacob Fatu the match, and maybe they go from there, because I don't know how they're gonna play that one out. Also, KO, man, have a legit neck injury. He's gonna be out for about, I'm hearing, like 2 to 3 years, possibly why he get the surgery. So what that means for Randy Orton, that means he don't have an opponent for WrestleMania. So Nick Aldis was pretty much telling Randy Orton, like, yo, with this going on, you ain't got an opponent for WrestleMania. So what does Randy Orton do? He RKO's the shit out of Nick Aldis, and he still look at the WrestleMania sign. He look at Nick Aldis. Now, I know a lot of people say Nick Aldis. I never seen Nick Aldis as a competitor, but I heard he's really good as a competitor. Maybe I'll go look back on his film, because I heard he's really good. And a lot of people been talking about him going back in the ring as well. So I don't know. I'm hearing that he could possibly be the one that come out of, I guess, what you would call like some type of retirement out of his role to face Orton. But then I'm hearing that's not even gonna be the case. Randy Orton may end up facing Aleister Black, returning Aleister Black at Mania, I'm hearing. So I don't know how they're gonna play that one out. Like I said, they still got like about 1.5 2 weeks to Mania to play it out. So, but I'm hearing that Randy Orton could possibly go against a return of Aleister Black. But yeah, KO and his neck injury, man. I wish KO the best in his recovery, because KO is a natural talent, man, and that feud between him and Randy Orton was just picking up, man. And to hear the news about him being injured or whatever, and it's a legit injury, it's not even a kayfabe injury. That's what I was thinking at first. It's a real legit injury. That's why him and Randy Orton, exchange blows, on his way out. because it's a legit injury for KO, man. He's gonna be out for quite some time, I'm hearing. So my prayers go out to KO for a speedy recovery. Also the Motor City Machine Guns, who they had a match with, DIY, yeah. I don't know if it was for the #1 contenderships, but I'm like a little sick as tired of seeing those guys like fight every goddamn week. I don't know if I'm the only one, but yeah, they definitely need some more tag team divisions over there. Like some, they need some more tag team divisions over there. I'm like sick of seeing the same tag teams go against each other, or whatever the case may be. Also, Rey Fenix, he had his debut match on SmackDown as well, against one of the NXT talents. I forgot the dude's name, but he's very talented as himself. I didn't know who he was. I'm like, oh, he's from NXT. I'm like, that makes sense. I thought he was like a job, like, not to call him jogger, but I thought he was like somebody that was just a jobber. That's what they call him, you know what I mean? To fight Rey Fenix. We already knew Rey Fenix was not gonna lose his debut match, you know what I mean? But it was a great match between the two competitors. Rey Fenix did his thing. I don't know, what future holds for not Penta, that's his brother, but Rey Fenix. I don't know what they're gonna try to do with him, because I don't know if they're gonna try to plug him into Mania, because they definitely brought him in before Mania, so it just makes sense to have him have some type of spot at Mania, maybe tag with his brother, Penta, get the Lucha Bros back together, possibly just for that night, and then still have the brothers do their own separate things, like what they, this best. It's kind of cool that way, let the brothers spread their own wings, or whatever the case may be. Also, Pretty Deadly and Miz and Mello was backstage, and I don't know what that's all about, with the whole Pretty Deadly and Miz and Mello. I don't know. I don't like what they doing with Mello, man. I just don't know how he go from top NXT dog to just and catering, because he ain't been having no matches, and he just with the Miz, and that's no knock to the Miz. I know a lot of people not a fan of the Miz, but Miz is definitely a legend. But the Miz ain't been doing much of nothing either, man. The Miz pretty much, he did his time. He ain't really got much to prove there. So I don't know what they doing with Pretty Deadly. I don't even know what they doing with Mello, man. It's just a shame to see how they downgraded Mello from a #1 pick, overall pick for the SmackDown roster, just for him to be jobbing and catering, eating food. Like, it just don't make no sense. I just don't get it. So I don't know what the payoffs with that gonna be, but that was just a waste of time in my opinion. But like I said, Jacob Fatu beat Braun Strowman in the last man standing match. Excuse me. I believe it was for the #1 contendership for the LA's Knights US belt. I don't know when they're gonna have the match, but I believe that was what it was for. And then we get into pretty much the last segment, with Tribal Chief Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and CM Punk. They had a little run-in again. So we finally, got to figure out what the favor was, for CM Punk and the Wiseman, Paul Heyman. And as you see there, they saying that it's over between the Wiseman and Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. I mean, at the goddamn CM Punk caught Tribal Chief Roman Reigns with that damn GTS. Man, he had my boy passed out. I ain't gonna front. Roman sold the hell out of that GTS though. He did, and the way he was laid out was pretty funny, man. He sold the hell out of that GTS from CM Punk. But yeah, pretty much the favor is, like the Wiseman got no choice but to side with CM Punk, being CM Punk corner for WrestleMania. But I don't know, man. I just still feel like it's gonna be some type of twist, or I feel like he's gonna possibly turn on CM Punk as well. I still feel like he gonna side with Seth Rollins. That would be like make for more of a better story, in my opinion. I know some people may agree, but it'd be different. Imagine the egotistic Seth Rollins with the egotistic wise man Paul Heyman. That would be a different movement. That would be a different for Seth's career and the wise man career as far as a manager. I feel like it would definitely swerve a lot of people, and that's no pun intended. Speaking of goddamn swerve, man, we gonna have to get into the swerve and doing saying and his beef with like Booker T or whatever. But I'm gonna save that for like another video or whatever the case may be. I gotta do more digging on that, because I know on a recent show after the show went up the air, he said pretty much fuck Booker T, and I don't think that's no story. That's definitely shots fired, man. And I don't know how Booker T gonna respond to that, but I know Booker T definitely gonna have some response to that, no doubt about it. That's why I want to just wait it out and see, because that was like I believe that was like recently AEW recently. So don't give me the line. I haven't really been catching up with AEW like that. I may start again, but I don't like what I've been hearing. What's been going on over there? Just pure garbageness I've been hearing. Cause like I said, I follow guys like JD and Solo Monster, and I don't even watch the show. Like, I watch their reviews and the stuff they be saying how the show was. It's just like, ain't nothing I want to review. Normally when they review and they say it's a good show, then maybe I take the time out and review the show myself to be the judge of it. But as of late, I ain't been hearing no good things about AEW. They've been like a sinking ship right now, so I don't know. But SmackDown this past week was a decent show. As the week gets close to the Mania, the shows get a tad bit better, than the last week, because last week wasn't so good. This past Monday was good. I can't wait till tonight, Monday Night Raw, to see how my boy Main Event Jay respond to my boy Gunther just going crazy on his brother last week, left him a bloody pulp, man. Oh man, I know Jay ain't coming out there to yeet tonight. He shouldn't be. After that, his brother took that ass, because we all know Jimmy gonna be out for quite some time. He should be at least to Mania, I guess. He make his return, or hell, maybe after Mania. I don't know. Maybe he'll make his return to help his brother out, during Mania. I mean, if anything, I would just say Jimmy for that, to make the ass whooping seem more believable, because definitely seemed believable. The ass whooping was like at least 10-15 minutes, man. I ain't gonna lie. So I can't wait to see how Jay Uso responds tonight due to his brother taking that ass whooping by Gunther last week. But I knew what was gonna happen. I knew Gunther was gonna whoop that ass, man, after that slap that Jimmy did 2 weeks ago. So but yeah. SmackDown overall, like I said, decent show. I rated it 8. Like I said, the Roman Reigns Tribal Chief Roman Reigns and Wise Man Paul Heyman with CM Punk and Seth Rollins. This thing is picking up a tad bit. It's just like I said, I feel like there's gonna be some type of swerve in there. Look how they be selling. Roman Reigns selling the hell out of that GTS, but that's what the business is all about. It's about selling moves, man. If you're not selling moves, you look bad as a competitor for not selling moves, especially in the ways that Roman and especially The Rock, man, they be selling the hell out of moves, So yeah, but you guys let me know what y'all thought about SmackDown this past week. Do y'all feel like things is picking up? Like I said, my prayers go out to KO, man. Miss seeing KO. Nobody can't tell me they not gonna miss seeing KO on their TV screen for a while due to this injury, man. Hopefully he make a speedy recovery. And as far as Randy Orton, I don't know who his opponent gonna be. Hopefully it is Nick Aldis, but I'm not hearing that. I'm hearing it's gonna be returning Aleister Black. And I can't wait to see Aleister Black back in WWE too. It's been about 3, 4 years since he's been away. You know, he's a talent too. He's a very natural talent. You know what I mean? I wish he could bring Buddy Murphy with him too, but I don't know how Buddy Murphy's contract looking right now. Hell, his wife is there. You know he gonna end up coming there anyway once his contract expired and stuff like that. It just makes sense for Buddy Murphy to follow his Alistair Black over there. But yeah, you guys let me know what y'all thought about SmackDown. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will be back here between tonight and possibly tomorrow Wednesday for the Raw review for you guys. More than likely tonight. I give you the review tonight, yo. If I can get like at least five likes, I give y'all the review. You guys have a great night.